Today on the Happy House, presented by Creative Kid Stuff, I'm with Amanda, and we're going to share our tips on planning a memorable girls' weekend with you. We'll cover everything from food to decorations to activities and more. Join us to get ideas and inspiration for planning your girls' weekend. Finally, we're back with science expert Liz Heineke making sidewalk frescoes with a science twist. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Happi. I learned early on things are much easier with a little help. I also have a few tricks of my own to share. It's go time, people. Welcome to the Happy House. I love spending time with my family, but once in a while, mamas need to get away, right, Amanda?
Yes, for mental health, yes.
For mental health, and just to have a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
So I've been on and planned a couple of girls' weekends, and I know you have too.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought we would collaborate and share our best ideas and hopefully plan a weekend soon.
I think that is a great idea. My worst part of it is the food, I have to say. That's the part I'm the least comfortable planning.
Well, I've got you covered.
Okay, great.
But first, like location. I find that to be really challenging because it's fun to get away, but sometimes people even only have like one night or at max 2 nights, and then it can get kind of spendy.
Yes.
So that's where the rub always is with me.
Yeah, it is really hard to coordinate calendars and then find a place to have it, and everybody's on a different budget. So one thing we did recently with my girlfriends is I just encouraged my family to go stay elsewhere for the weekend. Encouraged. That's a really nice way of saying it. And so they left, and then we took over my home.
That is a great idea.
It was super fun. And they ended up having a good weekend away. So everybody won.
And honestly, I would just, it's your girlfriend. So don't stress about cleaning.
Nope.
It just is what it is,
That's right. You know what? I truly believe that everybody is more comfortable in your house when you haven't gotten it all perfect. That just leaves everybody feeling,
I think that's a great idea. So I am going to encourage my family to leave soon. Okay. Let's talk food because honestly, I think it's really manageable. One thing I would encourage is to set up there's a lot of websites where you can have sign-up sheets. So depending on how big your gathering is and how many people are coming, you can have groups or people tackle meals, or just do it via email, but encourage people to sort of do what's within their wheelhouse.
Yes.
So I'm not a baker, for example, but I'm a cooker. So this is what I do. I also like to make snacks. So I think one thing to think about is you might not have 3 set meals a day on your girls' weekend. It's just important to have a lot of snacky items.
Yes.
So
I would agree with that.
Maybe assigning somebody to bring crackers and like a cheese assortment. Here I've just put pre-made like trail mix into a bowl. And then I have these little bowls so people can just grab a snack and have it with them when they're doing whatever kinds of activities we're doing. We're going to talk about fun and activities after this.
Yes, I've got that part down. But
perfect.
This is not mine.
Another thing to do is to have just a signature drink, non-alcoholic or alcoholic. It doesn't matter, but just have something kind of prepped for people and available. And then when we're talking dinner, it's fun to sit down together as
at
grown-ups
least for one meal.
Yes, and have a nice dinner. So I'm going to show you my ideas for that. Let's clear this away, and I will go grab it.
Give me some space like we're walking out. I ain't stopping over no.
So I have an easy meal here, but I did actually prepare all of this for us today. But if I were actually hosting my girls' weekend, I would not prepare all of it. Assign other people tasks. So. Starting out with a nice salad.
That looks beautiful.
Is always nice. And the thing I do for that is I'm a chopper. I like to chop everything. So I prep all that ahead of time. So if I were bringing the salad for the girls' weekend, I would just have all of my ingredients prepped and then I just dump it in. So that is the key. Maybe your girls want to prepare a meal, like an elaborate meal together. Maybe that's part of the fun. Or
could be.
If you just want to sit down to a nice meal, prepping ahead is a great idea. So chopping the salad.
Great. And how far ahead of time would you do that?
I would actually do it probably the day I left.
The day you left.
Or the morning before I left. Because you don't want your ingredients to get too wet because then your salad gets mushy. But then not mixing is the key. That actually is what is the most helpful, is not mixing. Then a main course that's more like a casserole or something like this. This is just an easy chicken Alfredo broccoli pasta bake that I, again, assembled ahead of time. And we've baked it here, but I would assemble all this, cover it, put it in my fridge, and all you have to do is pop it in the oven and it's ready to go. So
I bet that smells awesome cooking.
and then of course, like bread, we need bread,
Every
right?
meal has to have
Every
bread.
meal has to have bread. So again, easy breezy.
Okay.
But this is a really easy and satisfying meal, and it was made in no time at all. Easy prep.
Looks great.
I happen to see that you've put together a beautiful table to share this meal at.
Yes.
Can we go look at it?
I might not be great in the kitchen, but I love to set a mean table. So yes, let's go see it.
Give me some space, let me work it out. I ain't stopping, no, how.
I'm actually a little overwhelmed because I don't think that my food is fit for what I'm seeing here.
I love it. See, this is what I do because I don't cook. If you make the table look really beautiful, it really doesn't matter what the food tastes like.
Perfect.
So what I wanted to show is that you don't have to go out and buy things to be your table decor. You really can just pull things from around your house and things that you wouldn't ordinarily think of as table decor. So for instance, I love layering. So a great thing to do is take some art off your walls and turn it into a tray or your kind of your base placemat here. So it's a lovely botanical under there.
Well, and a lot of times you might have, if you're hosting a smaller group, you might have extra frames that you could convert. You could choose what you wanted in
papers
there,
in there.
and convert them into something like that. That is really clever and very beautiful.
Very beautiful. And then maybe you do something and personalize it, and then that's a gift to your guest. Another idea here is jewelry. So there's a wrap bracelet on that one and a cuff on this one, and maybe that's a gift to each of your girlfriends that are coming over.
So clever.
Okay, then a little bit just torn pieces of drop cloth
For napkins?
for napkins. All right, I just tucked some feathers. Again, just depending on what time of year it is, anything seasonal. Walking around your yard and either just pulling whatever is in season, and it doesn't have to be beautiful flowers. It can be grasses. It could be weeds sometimes when you pull them and put them in something like,
really?
Trust me, they can really look great.
Okay.
Rocks, so depending on where you are, I've been on a girls' weekend up north where we really did just go on a nature walk and found things to come back and use on our table decor. It's memorabilia also.
And like the fabrics or papers you have, this is paper.
This is paper, and this is actually made to be your table runner. Okay. But you could use wrapping paper like that. You could use butcher paper. Then I've got just a roll of corrugated cardboard. And then, do you know what that top layer is?
No.
Okay, so it's the roll of paper from a player piano.
Wow.
Yes, and you can find those. I mean, whenever I find them, I buy them because they're fun things to use in decor like that.
That is really interesting. And then you've repurposed bottles.
Wine bottles, and it's fun to really think about the labels. Maybe you've got somebody that's a horse fan coming, or think about picking bottles purposefully. And then the layering is super important to making the table look great. So you notice we've got shredded paper, a different, kind of crinkle cut paper.
A variety of like succulents. And what I think is great is this table has like these fresh succulents, but then also pine cones, which you wouldn't necessarily always think of putting together, but I like how the brown kind of grounds the green.
And different textures is great. I think it's just fun when you're entertaining, and especially for a girls' weekend, to inspire them. And when you sit down at a table like this, you do feel inspired, and you do start thinking, oh, I've got a sign that I just have it hanging on my wall. I could absolutely make that, put salt and pepper on that, or.
Well, and I think when you talk about inspiration, what's really nice is, we're talking about activities and crafts and making the table, making the food. All of us can come away with maybe just a couple of tidbits or things that we didn't have before, and kind of just freshen up and add some perspective to our own lives.
I love that. And when you're in your day-to-day life, you just don't have time for that. So it's fun to come away, take a breath, but also come home with some new ideas.
After this break, we are going to fun it up and get started with activities and crafts.
I'm ready.
Welcome back to the Happy House. More ideas on planning a fun and festive girls' weekend are ahead. Let's get down to fun, not business. We've talked about food and our tablescape, which was also fun, but let's talk about what we're going to do on our weekend.
All right, sounds good.
So one idea that a good friend gave me, and people actually organize weeknights with this kind of thing too, but is a swap. You can do like a home goods swap or a jewelry swap or like a top swap. So everybody brings, 4 to 6 items that they
Yeah.
no longer want, and you can draw numbers or figure out how you're going to trade your items. So I
Love
decided
that
to plan a little jewelry swap for my girls' weekend, and these are from my personal collection, and some of them had dust on them.
Yeah, I don't know that I've seen you wear any of these.
No, so I think it was time.
It was time.
However, I think like this would look really cute on you, so maybe you would pick.
Well, and so many times, don't you think when it's in your own closet or in your own home, you're tired of it, but the next person isn't. It's new to them.
Right,
So
it's
that's a
perfectly
great idea. I love that.
So I love that. I also love the idea of bringing an activity that we might do with our families
Yeah.
to our girls' weekend.
Yeah.
And maybe also, I brought bingo, so maybe having everybody bring a prize to add to like a prize bucket, and that could be, again, maybe a cast-off item or
That's
a
a
book,
great idea.
a book you've already read or
Yes.
something like that. So, and then just to play a little bingo.
Who doesn't love bingo? I
Who
love
doesn't
that.
love bingo?
Super fun.
And easy, again, both of these things,
Yeah.
relaxed, easy, and lots of fun.
Right, and stuff you already had. You didn't go out and buy anything for
No,
that. I love that.
I didn't. So we're gonna make something now, right?
Well, if there's a part that I am involved in, it's the making.
I love it.
So
I love it when we make stuff.
now it's nice to, on a girls' weekend, to your point, you want to stay stress-free. You don't want to go to a lot of work ahead of time, right? Because then that sort of just negates the whole relaxing thing.
Right.
So just bringing a small amount of things for a small project, something you can complete on that weekend. I think completion factor is huge.
Yes, I agree.
So there's something about coming home with something you've finished. So I thought card making, gift tag making would be a fun project. So even just bringing a few materials, old book pages, right? And then just cutting a part out of that, bring in your alphabet stamps,
So this is a page out of the
just cut out of
book,
an old book.
and it doesn't even look like it's. I mean, it's pretty rectangular, but
Yeah.
it's not precise.
No.
I mean, so easy breezy.
Easy breezy. Get your alphabet stamps. Do a cute saying. It could be just thank you. It could be I love you. It could be anything you want it to be. And then you can buy these pre-done sets of cards, blank cards. Just get your little glue stick, glue that on to there.
That seems easy enough.
Right. And then, you could use all different kinds of things to embellish. The washi tapes.
I love washi tape.
Love some little lace. Again, this was $1. And then here's the finished product. So now you can actually give the card as a gift for them to then turn around. You could do a set of cards, and now you've got a teacher gift. So you leave your girls' weekend having accomplished something, and now you're ready for gift giving season. I love that.
I love that too. That's a great
I
idea.
thought that would be fun. You could also do it with gift tags, so different stamping or, cutting some book pages using washi tape and giving, a set of 10 gift tags to somebody.
And a lot of these materials are inexpensive, and like this set of Sharpies, I have a set probably just like this in my house.
Yeah.
So for people to kind of collaborate their materials,
Yeah.
because you might have something I don't have.
That's right.
And then we can create some good
Or
stuff.
a way of using it that you hadn't thought of. So
Right.
I love that. Everybody bring a little something.
Amanda, where's the favorite place you've ever gone on a girls' weekend?
Well, I have to say, if I had to pick a place where we all packed up and went, it was called the Simple Cottage. And it was just, everything about it was done beautifully. It was kind of like stepping into a magazine. The owner had thought of everything. So it was just a great getaway. And it was fun for everybody.
That's awesome. And it sounds like really relaxing.
Super relaxing. Yeah.
Thanks for helping me plan our weekends. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I ain't stopping over no how.
Oh, they're so happy. Just had a girls' weekend.
I felt it.
It was real. Realism.
Yeah.
Coming up next on the Happy House, presented by Creative Kids Stuff, sidewalk frescoes with a scientific twist. We're in the backyard and it's all about science. We're having some fun. Liz, we're combining science with art right now?
Yeah, what's better than that? Who likes science? Who likes art? Yeah, okay.
I'm scared of science.
No, you shouldn't be.
Okay, all right.
This is science. It's cornstarch and water. How scary is that?
It's not scary.
Not
I have
scary.
those things in my own kitchen.
Totally.
So I love, you gave me a little preview of this project. It's gonna get messy. Who wants to get messy? Me! Perfect. But this is from your Outdoor Science Lab for Kids book, which I love.
Thank you.
And Chandler loves.
Yay.
So we are here with some special friends today, and they're gonna help us with a project.
Yes, in fact, I'm going to have them get started while I talk about the project. So
Okay.
can you guys measure 1 1/2 cups of water into that pan there. So I gave them each, always let kids do the measuring. It's good for their math skills,
It's
right?
good practice. It's good.
fun.
It's actually great for fine motor too because it's hard to pour just a cup.
Yes.
So.
And what's great is it doesn't have to be exact. So we're going to get as close as we can, but go ahead and you can pour it over the pan too in case it spills. So we are going to mix together cornstarch and water to make a non-Newtonian fluid.
Non-Newtonian?
Non-Newtonian. All that means is it doesn't really act the way you would expect a fluid or a solid to act.
Is it like a colloid?
That is an excellent question. It is not that I'm aware of a colloid. That's okay. Now dump it in.
Yeah, perfect.
But it's called a shear thickening fluid. So the faster you move it, the thicker it gets. Okay, now here's the fun part. See that cornstarch there? Can you guys dump that into the pan?
The kids have done a great job of measuring a 1/2 cup plus 1 cup, making 1 1/2 cups of water into this container. What's next, Liz?
Next, they are going to take a full container of cornstarch. I forget how many ounces it is. It's in the book.
Wait,
and
a full like this
let's see.
whole thing?
16 ounces of cornstarch, and they are going to put it down right by the water, put it all the way down there, and then you are going to pour it into the water. Go ahead and mix it in, and then mix it up with your hands. And what you're going to discover is that it's really hard to mix because it has this shear thickening quality. So it gets thicker the more you move it around.
Yep.
So go ahead, guys. Don't be afraid. Get your hands in there and mix it together.
It's getting really messy here.
It does. So keep mixing it. Keep mixing it and mixing it until it's a uniform consistency.
It's so hard.
Is it going to make like a clay or something?
No, it's not actually going to make a clay, but it's going to make something that sort of mimics the plaster that they used in real frescoes.
Okay.
So artists used to make frescoes using clay, lime, and sand. And they would put it on a wall and paint small areas while it's still wet.
Wow.
And when it's exposed to the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, keep mixing, guys, keep mixing.
Oh, I see some powder in there. Okay.
It actually hardens and it can last for thousands of years. So if you do it right, you get this long-lasting art. This won't last for thousands of years. In fact, the great thing about it is when you put the food coloring on and let it dry, it makes sort of like a fresco, but then you can hose it off your sidewalk.
So this.
Okay, so that's okay. Hold it over the container. Now see what happens. Can you put some in your hand? It looks like a liquid, right? But what happens if you move it around? Can you roll it into a ball? Check this out. Can you roll it into a ball? Look at that.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy? Can you see that? So it makes a ball, but then when I let it relax, it looks more like a fluid, right?
So it's like the melting elf and snowman.
Did you see that, Emerson?
It's like what?
The melting elf and snowman at Critter Kid stuff.
Oh, is it? Maybe it is. Very
a little
cool.
bit like that.
Okay, so this looks great, you guys. It's crazy. Okay, can you help me? The next thing we're gonna do is we're going to pour it. I'm gonna let you guys do this here. Can you come around over by her and help pour it
All right.
onto the sidewalk? Here. I'm gonna come around over here. Okay.
Hey, Ava,
Here,
why
can you
don't
come around to
stand
this
up?
side so you don't step in the food coloring? Okay.
I can't. Oh, you're getting it all.
It's all happening right now. Science.
This is why we're doing
at
it
its best.
outside. Okay. So we're pouring it onto the sidewalk. We're making our fresco.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
And we're gonna let it sort of, yeah, why don't you help it along? Isn't this the best stuff to play with ever?
Yeah.
Can you guys see this? Okay. And then we're gonna let it flatten out. Okay, I think that's good. We don't have to worry about getting every single ounce of it.
We're gonna get everything around.
Okay.
They're getting it all.
All right. Get it all. Oh my gosh, they are clawing it out of there. Okay, can you guys all reach this? The next thing we're gonna do is we are going, nope, don't use your fingers. We're gonna take toothpicks and watch what happens. Now take your hands off of there. You are gonna paint designs on it. How cool is that?
Awesome.
Okay, so who wants a toothpick?
Me.
Okay.
Oh, you guys, this looks great.
So did you know that Leonardo da Vinci was not very good at making frescoes?
No.
He didn't quite use the right chemistry, and that's why the Last Supper is falling off the wall in Milan.
I did not know
A
that.
little known fact.
That is cool. It creates basically a canvas
Yes.
on your driveway.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes,
And
it
you
actually
can,
does.
and you can actually let it dry. Kids can watch. They can observe it and see what happens as it dries. But I like this project because it's fun to play with as you're making the goo. It's fun to play with the goo, and then you can take this second step of making it into an art project.
It's really cool.
You guys, that looks really good. So what happens is the food coloring, the goo has a consistency, so the food coloring can't move very far. It kind of stays. Your designs kind of stay in place.
It's really cool.
Look at mine.
Who can make a sunshine for me?
Me. What is that?
I like the heart.
We've made a mess here,
Huge mess.
which is fine. I like messes.
I do too.
But how do we clean this up?
So I would recommend a garden hose.
Oh,
So
just wash it away?
Yep, so I would do this in a spot where you're not worried about getting food coloring on, a new driveway or something.
Right.
Find some blacktop or find an old stone to do it on. If you want to be neater, you can even do it in the container where you make the goo.
Oh, yeah.
Or you can bring it indoors on a rainy day.
I was just gonna say, this could be an indoor project, maybe.
absolutely.
It'd be really cool to make. You could leave it in that tub and settle, and then just draw on
And
it.
just draw on it, yeah. So,
Ava, that's awesome.
but kids have a lot of fun with the garden hose too, so,
Yeah,
get out the hose, let them clean it
cleaning's
up.
always more fun when you have a lot of water and a hose that you can aim at adults.
And brothers and sisters
yeah,
to,
and a hot
spray
day.
it on, and a hot day.
Liz, this was a lot of fun. Did you guys have fun?
Yeah. I made brown.
You made brown? Oh, also the color mixing.
Oh, color mixing, yeah.
It's fun.
It's another great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Liz, thank you. This was a ton of fun, and I think the kids are still having fun.
Thanks for letting me come out and make a mess.
Yeah.